Before I go on and give you a demonstration of the actual product, what I'd like to do is introduce a few concepts. First of all, as you can see here, our product is hosted at www.connected.info. This software as a service model allows our users to access the product from any web browser and thus not have to have specialized client software installed on their devices. How do we get the data from the schools up into our web service? Well, we've built something called the connector, which goes and pulls data from the district SIS and converts it into CIF standard data objects. CIF stands for the School's Interoperability Framework Standard, and we use this because it is a recognized worldwide standard for data interchange. What we do then is we send that data up to Connected.info, and our users, who are primarily teachers, parents, and students, interact with our data in the database. As you can tell by the directions of the arrows, we take great pains not to write data back into the the district's school's information system. And then basically that allows the SIS to always be the system of record. Let me talk a little bit about the main features of Connected.info before we jump into the demo. The first thing I'd like to point out is we've taken steps to custom build Connected.info for school communities. What's the benefit of that, you might ask? Well, for one case, we actually take into consideration the data that we get from the student information systems, and we basically create groups based on class sections for all of our features. That's just one example of how we've custom built it for school communities. There's no need to create groups and put the students into groups and then introduce teachers to those groups and have them work in it all by themselves. We always do that for the users. The next thing we have is integrated calendar management similar to Outlook. This particular thing is really neat because it allows a homework assignment to automatically appear in a calendar format. We find that this is really the way that most families like to think of their homework. They like to look at a calendar and see that something's due on a particular date. In fact, if you look at the refrigerators of most families that have kids in K-12, you'll see that a lot of those things are already noted on the front of the refrigerator. You can think of our system as a either helper for the refrigerator or a replacement for that on top of the refrigerator pad. We offer messaging in the system. This is not email, but it actually allows users to interact with one another in an email-like fashion, and I'll demonstrate the benefits of that when we do the demo. We also support sending alerts to both users' email systems and their cell phones. We're finding that as we talk to most students in schools, that their use of the cell phone is much more productive for them than the use of an actual computer. And so we're looking to utilize cell phone text messaging and other features of a cell phone in most of the features that we provide. One of those examples is this text message based user interface. For example, our students can text the letters HW to our website, and what we send back is a list of their homework assignments for that day. And in fact, there's a whole list of commands which I'll show you in the demonstration about how we can interact with cell phones. We also find that this is a way of leveling the playing field for users who don't really have computers at home. In fact, most users have cell phones and may not exactly have access to a computer on a regular basis. We also, as you would expect from what I've said before, we offer advanced collaborative features for every class section: blogs, wikis, forums, photo and document sharing, video sharing, etc. And we'll see most of that in the demo.